I've got days of information that I'm going to distill into 10 minutes. How does that even happen? I don't know, but let's see how we go, shall we? All right, let's go to here. So a little bit about me, really quickly. Been training for 30 years, big companies and small. Some of the big companies, you know, like Rip Curl, Australia Post, Combank, RMIT, Deakin, CasUni, Hello World, anywhere from the top end of town to the bottom end and anywhere in between. And obviously it's productivity, it's time management, but I have a background in sales, customer service, leadership, and communication as well. And I wrote a book called Get Back an Hour in Every Day. And who knows, I might be giving a couple of those away at the end as a digital version. And it was really well received to put me on the Today Show with Carl and Georgie. So that was fun. And I'm a regular contributor to Inside Small Business with the magazine. And that's been a hoot for a couple of years as well. So have a look at this. This is a normal productivity killers for business, like self-overload, procrastination, constant interruption, clutter and paperwork, indecision, unproductive communication, overwhelm, messy desks, distractions. And if we had more time, I'd take you through all of this, which is systems and planning and self-care and vision and purpose, email and paperwork, accountability, productivity, comfort zone, leadership, discipline, continuous improvement. But today, I'm just going to focus in on email and paperwork for the time that we have. So if you've ever wondered, like I can see that some of you are going, yes, I really need this, but this is really simple if you implement it. It's simple to as a concept and not necessarily easy, but it's simple. And they are the 4 Ds. And the 4 Ds I'll get to in a minute. This is Dale. Dale, when he did a public seminar with me, he actually, well, it's not his photo, but let's think that this is Dale. I went back to his office. He wanted some one-on-one. I said, what's wrong? He said, email. And there were 6,000 emails in his inbox. I went, there's your problem. Just how many are current? He said, about 20. I said, great. Take the 5,980 and put them into a separate folder. And he was left with 20. He said, oh, I can do 20 emails. And he got to the end of the day and he'd done the 20 emails and cleared his inbox and ended up with this thing called Inbox Zero. And it was like a revolutionary moment for him where he'd never had Inbox Zero. He really went, this is amazing. My day is done, and went home and had a really good night. Came back the next day, he had 7 emails in his inbox. He said, I can do 7 emails. And I saw him about 3 years later. I said, how's your productivity? He said, it all started for him getting to Inbox Zero and was the same ever since. So if you have a look at, I was like, Inbox Zero, there's a couple of people, David Allen, who wrote the other book on time management called Getting Things Done, and Merlin Mann, they talk about this thing called Inbox Zero. And how do you get to Inbox Zero is really easy, which is the 4 Ds: do, dump, delegate, and decide when. Do, dump, delegate, and decide when. So let's just go through them. As an email comes in, if you can do the task within 2 minutes, just do it. Like, get it out of the road. Then there are those that are spam, which is like, no, just dump it, get rid of it. The most underused key on the keyboard is the delete key. So you're able to get it out of there, dump it. The next one is delegate. Some of the stuff that's in your inbox isn't yours and given to somebody else. So delegate it nicely with clear outcomes and timeframes. And the last one is decide when. If you can't do it within the 2 minutes and you need to do it, decide when you're going to do it and action it, like diarize it. Put it into a calendar. And for me, I actually put it as a calendar appointment with a reminder. So it's like, I'll do that at 4:45 in the afternoon. And at 4:45, it gives me a little reminder to go, you've got an appointment with yourself to do that action. So decide when you're going to do it. And they're the 4 Ds. You can do the same with paperwork. Piece of paper comes across your desk and you go, what do I do with it? Do it, dump it, delegate, or just do, dump, delegate, and decide when. So really simple as a concept, not necessarily easy, but it takes 2 things: discipline and leadership. Discipline and leadership. Discipline is to do it on a regular basis, but leadership to put it into practice and do something on a regular basis. So that's you leading your own life, you leading your own productivity. I've got some really quick tips with email that I wanted to give you that'll save you some time. And the first one is your subject line. Make it really clear as to what you want the email to follow, and it enables people to go, is it something I have? For example, is it for action? Is it for information? Like this one, book a room, but the EOM, and people go, what's EOM? End of message. What about this one? Book the catering, NNTR, no need to reply. What about this one? The amount of times that people have so much coming into their inbox because they've failed to unsubscribe to all those things in the past that are just clogging up, and you never look at them. Oh, look at that later. Do you really? Oh, no, you don't look at it. So unsubscribe, start to unsubscribe from those ones. And some etiquette around email really quickly. State you need up front in the first paragraph. In other words, don't have them hunting. There's got to be something, oh, there it is right there. No, state you need up front in the first paragraph. Don't use all caps. Why not? It's shouting. Email signature. Put your email signature on all your emails. Write an email before your recipient address. Why? Because so many times people go, oh, I didn't mean to send that, because they put the recipient address first and hit the wrong button and it's gone before it should. Create templates for your frequently used replies. So all you need to do is grab it, put it in, and then fill out the detail for those things that are regularly coming in, and that'll save you time. And you don't need to reply to every email. You don't need to reply to every, but no, sometimes people are just like, people will go thanks in an email back, and I'm going, don't do that. If you have an internal, like in and around friends, family, and associates, sometimes you have an understanding where you go there, let's just cut down on the email. Some people go, how about we not do email at all and just do phone calls? And that cuts down a lot of your emails as well. So just something to think about. Now, on the back end, I wanted to give you some hacks in regards to time management and being able to be more productive. And this is one of them. Handling each piece of paper only once. Now, you could put each piece of paper, or you could do it as an email. You could go handle each piece of email once. And what that is for an email, don't open and close it, open and close it, open and close it, open and close it. And for a piece of paper, don't pick it up and put it, oh yeah, nah, yeah, nah, yeah, nah. You're wasting time. Be the leader, do the discipline thing, and do the 4 Ds. Do, dump, delegate, and decide when. So it's handling each piece of paper once gets it done ASAP. Don't use scraps of paper. And they say to me, are you against post-it notes? No, I'm not against post-it notes, but where do your post-it notes live? And if they're living on your screen or on your desk, when you walk away from your desk, you don't have the relevance of that piece of paper or that post-it note. So I will always say, put your pieces of paper into a trusted system. Whatever that might be. It might be a planner, it might be a diary system, it might be one particular ring binder or one spiral bound, whatever that might be, or it might be an app. But don't use scraps of paper, because people go, oh, it's around here somewhere, it's on a post-it note, or it's on the back of an envelope, or it's on a napkin. Oh, no, it could be in one of those 5 journals. No, have it in one trusted system, and you'll be more productive and you'll manage your time a whole lot better. So don't use scraps of paper. How do you handle interruptions, Amy? Oh, this is really easy. No, it's a very powerful tool. Now, you can't say no to a client. You can't say no to customers, but you can say no to those people around you in your orbit that what I would call the time thieves or the time vampires or the time sucks. The people that go, oh, have you got 5 minutes? And half an hour later, you go, I didn't have time for that. Oh, no. Why do I do that to myself every single time? So sometimes you need to say no. And the no could be as simple as Amy says, Les, we got 5 minutes? Well, actually, Amy, I'm working on a couple of things right now, but can we do what have you got? And I find out and I go, can we do that at 3 o'clock this afternoon? Can we do that at 4? That's really important. I want to give it the time. Can we do it tomorrow? So by saying not now, you're more or less saying no. And sometimes by asking the question, what is it that you've got? Their piece is more important than yours. So just by asking the question, you can find out. But sometimes you need to say, no, not now. I've got to get, like Peter, I've got to get something out. I've got to get a report out. Therefore, I'm going to be focused in for this. Can we do yours this afternoon? So no is a very powerful tool. Planning each day the day before. So plan each day the day before. The last thing you do prior to leaving your desk of a night time or your office or your workspace is plan tomorrow. And it has saved me so well on numerous occasions where I've been able to go, what am I doing tomorrow? Oh, goodness, there's a breakfast on. I haven't done the breakfast. I haven't ordered it. So it saves you. It saves you so much. And also, you may be having conversations you don't know the answers to. So you go, oh, I'm going to be having a hard conversation. I don't know how to handle that. And you're able to do the prep in that time before you do it. So plan each day the day before. Map out the task. Map out the calendar so that you're prepared in advance. Here's a controversial one: meditation, prayer, or time alone each day. Some of you meditate. Woohoo! Some of you pray. Way to go. But if you don't do either of those, take time out for yourself so that you are a human being, not a human doing. Some people go from work and they get in the car and get home, and there's no gap in there for themselves. So there could be time before work, morning tea, lunchtime, afternoon tea, or the gap between home and work. So take some time alone each day. It will help your head. It will help you get clear and get more done. Neatness, it stands to reason. The neater you are, the easier it is to find things. Tackle the most demanding tasks in the most productive time. What is that about? Well, if you're a morning thinker, put your thinking tasks in the morning. How do you know if you're a morning thinker? Well, you're the sort of person that walks in the door and goes, woo, come on, let's go. Everybody, woo. It's a great day. They're a morning thinker, they're already up and about. Whereas there are some people that come in the office and go, do not talk to me. I haven't had 3 coffees yet. And they take it a little bit longer to get going. And for them, they're more like, I'll get to that one a little bit later when I'm got on the treadmill of let's go. So tackle your most demanding tasks in the most productive time. If you're an afternoon thinker, put it in the afternoon. If you're a morning thinker, put your thinking tasks in the morning. Don't touch your memory, write it down. This is a favorite of mine where it's not about having a good memory, because the shortest pencil is longer than the longest memory. The shortest pencil is longer than the longest memory. So rather than think about it, write it down. As you have a good idea, write it down. It will serve you really well. Know the economics of a task. Don't spend $1,000 on a $100 task. Don't spend $100 on a $10 task. Don't spend $10 on a $1 task. Know the economics of a task. Sometimes you need to come up above and do more of the better things for your business rather than being just sorting paper clips. I don't need time-audited deadlines, says Duke Ellington. And the only reason I have a fully fledged book and ended up on the Today Show is because I set a deadline. I said, I'm going to do this book. I'm going to have a manuscript within 12 months. And at the end of the 12 months, I did. 6 months later, fully fledged book. Start your meetings on time, finish your meetings on time, have an agenda. Diaries, make sure you have a planner or something that you work with. Keep your own agreements. It's about being honorable. Like you keep agreements with other people. What about keeping your own agreements? Allow time for the unexpected. And I just want to see if I can give you one. No, yes, I can. Oh, I love it. All right. How about this one? Don't demand perfection of yourself. I don't know a perfect person. So just have a go at it. And the last one, this is the program that I actually run called the Creating Success Program for Small Business, and it covers off all of these things.